Agidi le petit no ato agidi a wonderful thing for mass half of one le petit dini mane grande chinja when they get angry, nobody looking at with the head. Now you must agree for your body. Have a fun time. Now we don't do. You don't people in Bosnia do. I just want to do one place too. Monica. Come on. But let's play one place. Play power.
All right, family, una kushe, una kabo. I know say una get the weekend they go well for una, and we want for say una kushe and kabo one more time. This now your program we don't plan for bring come to una every Saturday to make people them we not know better, but the Creole culture we able to forget the idea and think them with the inside this Creole culture, and we go able to bring more people for Sabi waiting them not be Sabi. Today again, I dey with me, Mr. Rɔni Tɛmpul. Mr. Rɔni Tɛmpul tell family them Kushe and Kabo.
Fambule una udo. And una welcome to we show. Yeah, the good.
Well, family them that's now we go Chokman now to the part of this boat. So we get 3 big alejo de Naya where they can sit down with you and then they talk. So we Creole family all over the world. And I will ask Rɔni for make it introduce them, make it tell them but them people there. Over to Rɔni.
Well, if Fambulem, we get them big alejo there we join with today. We I sure say go make the program fine today. So do ya for long go start the program. If now you are tired, go get them. Make you can dey near because them big alejo are they ready for can tell we boku thing there. Body Creole, with how Creole turn, how Creole be, other Creole be so, and which are the difference between Muslim Creole and Christian Creole, all then they can tell you today. And we get also big book man there, owner doctors them, who themselves they ready for can tell you, well, because then they lead this Creole organization one way or the other, who then we get for can tell you, waiting make Creole important. And waiting Creole don't do. And waiting na the difference with the way how they talk Creole. So now then alejo there I will get. I will start with the chair woman wey na the big alagba. For all the Creole organization there wey dey from America, Tego, Canada, and England back safe. Wey na Dr. Dugan. Dr. Dugan, do you tell Fambule how do know?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Mr. Fall, I get for tell una before we continue, I get for tell una thank you, Mr. Mɔrisin and Mr. Tɛmpul, who na start this thing here so. Because I don't say a year ago, Mr. Mɔrisin, you don't talk to me about that, but you not been start. So I'm so happy when I don't start them because this is a very important program for we family them, we Creole people that know about we safe because most of we don't know about we safe and we culture. So I tell you that thank you for this program.
yes, thank you. So, me fambule na Dr. Princess Dugan in voice now don't hear you so. Now I go introduce you now again to Dr. Kayode. Dr. Kayode na one pan the big alejo then within England, UK and I. And na then they and na man we don't do boku thing for the Creole culture. Dr. Kayode, tell people how do you know.
Fambule na do na kushe kabo. Glad for the within today. Glad for upsking within. And then I thank you when I invite me to this program. Mr. Mɔrisin and brother Rɔni.
Thank you, sir. Well, now, me fambule, this man where they can interview, where they can introduce, na Florida ID. And aside where they don't know about school or which in call, and a man way a born and raised na Frobe. Una go here where they talk safe. Una go no say boku thing and then I need, and he had no to bank. He need for release some. And now my own brother, Pasha Algali.
Well, Brother Theo and Brother Mɔrisin, I want to tell you thank you for when I invite me. And humble, glad for day in the midst of Dr. Princess Dugan and Dr. Kayode Robin Coker. Right now, made big. But before I go begin, I will say, Unakale. No talk small Yoruba no more because I think we'll get for touch into that side. Unakale, the one the way they watch from any other side, Ekulede, be glad for una denaya. Ekua for Juba, una welcome. So I go pass them back to me two big brother them. Then we go continue.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. To the big alejo them we come today for come sit down and talk to me about the Creole culture. Well, before we go inside Tigi and talk to the other big alejo, the doctor them, we give them the high places. Well, we want to begin with Mr. Pasha Agali, one of your own brother. Where as a sit down here, they represent other parts of the Creole culture. I say other parts because the Creole culture get two religions inside. You get the Christian them, and you get the Muslim them. So Mr. Pasha Agali there, for canting up for the Akumarabu them, we brother and sister them, we then they worship different from we, but it's now one God. And if you can't tell we but what in are the benefit where the Creole body get with the two religion, how we for work together, and how that the Aku side then come about for being part of this Creole culture. When make we all look one, it go tell we about thing then we look Siba, and also it go tell we about what thing we for do and what thing the Aku people then say for do for make we all work like one. Make the Christian and the Muslim side make it different. Waiting and waiting for you. Mr. Pasha, over to you, sir.
Well, Miss my brother, I tell you thank you. This work where you give me so for lack of Motpan is very important. First of all, I will tell you, say, we honorable President Dr. Dugan last year, man, briefly talk about this. You know, you tell me, say, let we brainstorm. Let we see how we go try for make we all Muslim Creole, Christian Creole, Creole from Jubao, Creole from Godricho, Creole from Frobio, Abadino, how we all go team up together, then we all get one big Creole organization. Well, like what you say, Dr. Mr. Tio, why begin first? A small Yoruba talk. I tell all man Kushe. Kushe, a Yoruba word, we not Creole word. I tell all man Kale. Kale, good afternoon. A Yoruba word. I come when I go no side to go with this. I say, Ekulede. We glad for one dinner, Ekwa for Juba. We glad for the travel. As we know, we the Creole them almost 75%, almost 75% of Creole that Nigeria will come on. Now Yoruba people them. Aku. I get the opportunity for talk to my other brother a couple of days ago. The other additional during. We have a lengthy conversation about this, and we don't talk about this before, about the origin of Creole and the way where we interconnect with each other. You know, the way where we all fumble. Mm-hmm. In fact, interestingly, I confirm with the brother additional that we self young people then, now Biokuta then self come on like my young people then. In science Biokuta, that didn't come on. Again, my own president Naya, Miss Yvette, at the same time where we come on our Waterloo, now then the people then come first, where they come from the captives. Now Okutong inside Waterloo, that they them in day, with them brother them inside Waterloo and then sister them. Right? So before we left Camp Fobe, when we left with Christian brother them and with Christian sister them at Fobe, million people them, particularly my great grandpa, when Alpha Muhammad Yadali Savage, now Okutong go. Yeah, other brother them. While we name Badamasi, we in Yoruba name Nekikola Ofe. Then we get another one we name Sumanu Ajibode. Then one day, now they left Waterloo. They can look for a place where they will settle, where they will practice their religion. Granted, when they left Nigeria, Abeokuta, they already have been Muslim. They already be Muslim. So when they come, they say, well, we not be Muslim already. We will continue with religion as Muslim. And they then can end up inside Fobe. In fact, before they come inside Fobe, one pan the people them, one pan the place first where they go, na Kanike, Usa Bishop Crowder been there. At the first place that we then try for settle. Well, for one reason or the other, they not settle there. Then go in a magazine, around the Fulaton area, where the other Muslim Oku people them in there. They're not settled there. Then come now the Bishop Johnson area. Now see the connection. Then a Muslim, then go to Ajayi Crowder, then come to Bishop Johnson. At that Bishop Johnson area, they now we ended up settled with them called Frobe, particularly the Frobe people then. Within the Oku Creole or the Muslim Creole, we I think I confirm also with my brother additional the other they say the common name for Creole na Oku. If you go Gambe then get the Oku Creole or the Oku Marabu. But na Gambe they all na Oku. The difference one na Marabu. But na the same Creole people then. The same Creole people then. One na Marabu, one na Christian Creole.
So,
Then
yeah, explain that side. Why the one that now Oku and the one on Marabu and the other one where they call them, I call her again
Christian. So
Christian, yes.
So the Oku, now the other name basically for Creole, we all now Oku picking them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
So if one color, you go say the Creole them mostly we come on Nigeria, now Oku picking them. Right? So you go here and say the Aku Marabu. That means that the Oku them we na Muslim. Then in Gambia, they go just say Aku. They mean the Christian. So na Frobe or most in a saloon, you go here and say we Oku brother them. Yes, we na Oku brother them, but that doesn't necessarily mean because we na Oku, we na Muslim or Christian, right? Because I talk about Miss Yvette, we come on na Okutom, na Waterloo, but not Christian. The people them Okutong na Waterloo, we na Muslim. We ended up move to the Frobe area where some of we ended up gonna Aberdeen. You know, so Muslim Creole. Well, let me talk first, and I think this now we don't want the drum beat to the point now where I think we get a full understanding now. Generally, for sure, say Creole no mean Christian.
Yes.
When they grew up, interestingly, in the 70s and the early 80s, until God make we get the Dr. Dugan them, the Dr. Kayode them, you know, of those, you know, where now we all don't kind of educate enough now for say Creole no mean Christian.
Yes.
Creole mean those of us that come inside Sierra Leone in the province of freedom mostly. Now we not Creole, you know. So I'm glad we don't get our understanding there now, you know. And I talked to Dr. Dugan again.
It's a passion.
Let me not forget. Go ahead.
Before you go there, you know, we like follow we engage with audience. Somebody write, if you read and they wait and see, they say, because them people there, where you mention now indigenous people them, who side the Creole word come out now? You go able to answer that viewer they watch right now.
Well, good. The Creole word come out. What's in a Creole? Right? The Creole are the language or not the people. Dr. Kayode, Dr. Dugan, you know, UNASEF can help me with that if I miss anything or I'm not able to clarify them accordingly, or if there is a little bit of I would say not absolutely correct. There are a big UNASEF can carry inside. Creole, now the people them with the language. So for example, right? What's in our language? We language in Creole. What's in our Creole? Broken English, right? Or when they go school, patois, where Jamaica, them call them patois. Right? We get Francophone Creole also. They want the within Haiti. Now Creole then they talk, but then they talk Francophone, we they talk Anglophone because of the Anglo-Saxon, you know, concentration or whatever you call it. So we all English Creole. You can call them patois. You can call them vernacular. You can call them Creole. So the word Creole, now for we come, free slaves or the captives, however you call them. The language we they speak is a broken language. We'll go school. If you talk Creole at school, they will beat you. Because Creole to correct English. Right? So yes. So you question any captives or free slaves, and not only captives or free slaves, some of them come willingly. I think last year or so, we mentioned one of the symposium we'll get na Zoom. Somebody talked about Ebenezer Calendar, when at the islanding come out, and that was a free man that traveled to Sierra Leone, and he's a Creole, right? So, if the question is who are indigenous Creole, if that now you question.
But the question say, I see, Mr. Kayode said they should. I don't know if someone.
Yeah, Mr. Kayode, if you get anything, add there big.
The question say, because I think they talk something. The person say, because then people then where you they mention now indigenous people.
Indigenous people.
Who side the Creole word come out now? I don't know if Dr. Kayode.
Well, when you say indigenous, if I understand them correctly, right, we will say the Limba are indigenous people of Sierra Leone, if I understand that correctly. We will say the Indians are indigenous people in the United States, if that is the question. The indigenous people in Sierra Leone, now the one that we did in Sierra Leone before we, the Creole, migrated into Sierra Leone. Is that the question?
All right. Yeah. Now we hear from Dr. Kayode, small on this. Dr. Kayode, over to you, sir.
Yeah, no, my response will be along the same line as Pasha. That is to say, I will need more clarification of the word indigenous, because how me understand them, it should be referring to the people you otherwise call the natives of Sierra Leone. And obviously, there's a difference between them and the settlers. The vast majority of the people we call Creole now, precisely because they are settlers. And there were like 4 specific waves of settlement where each contribute to the overall thing where we call Creole settlement in that area. You get the Black Paw, where the first Binon come, you get the Nova Scotians, 1792, you get the Maroons, and then you get the liberated Africans, and the liberated Africans have been the largest group. Those are people who never got as far as Usaid and Biwan carried and go as slaves. They mean the British, when they abolish slavery, intercept them boats and then ship on the high seas and bring them, can't settle them as alone. Right. So, I mean, the key word for Creole identity, na settlement, na settlers. And the only thing we enrich that was the fact that, let's say, for argument's sake, a group of settled now or then settled Aberdeen, life is not a vacuum. They meet people who are already there. And some of them people, and there's some the indigenous Aberdeen people and the indigenous Wilberforce people, by aligning themselves, recognizing themselves with the Creole, become Creole as well. Which is why it's no use in trying for too hard for distinguish between Creole and any other local ethnic group, because you don't get to the point where there is a lot of links between us.
Okay.
Can I say something? Can I say something to that here? That Creole, because the question is, who side Creole come out?
Yes.
Creole come out from the Yoruba language, where if they say Akin Yo, meaning we go about aimlessly. That means to say all them people that come from Nova Scotia, all them different places, and they settle na Freetown. That means to say they go about aimlessly. Now from the Yoruba word they come out Akinyo.
Well,
thank you very much.
I make small modification to that, Dr. Dugan, because if you want base on the strict Yoruba or the Akiri, it's slightly humorous. Now they were when they come out church, they go up and down. They go up and down after they come out church. So, but I mean, it doesn't change the meaning. It doesn't change the meaning. It just gives.
Exactly. But that's
you know
the
Yoruba sense of humor. They say now they were when they go up and down with them come out church.
Exactly.
And they go from host to host.
And to that point, with Dr. Dugan and Dr. Kayode, I hope my brother Adeshino is online right now. 2 days ago, we have the same parameters of the word aku or kiriyo. Mean, I've had several definition, but all come towards the same concept.
Yes.
Wanderers, beggars, people that are lost. It comes to all, and even the word aku, right? I've met Nigerians that describe aku as lost people, right? As well, in Yoruba, sometimes you see them say eku bolaje, mean die 9 ulti. Yes, eku bolaje, coming eku mean death. Aku, people almost translate that to that. So again, let us not deviate too far. If to your question, I hope the person will ask the question. I think the two speakers, Dr. Carter and Dr. Dugan, kind of summarize it to the point where it should be understood. That Creole are settlers. So are we indigenous to Sierra Leone? I will leave that to the person to kind of decipher. You know, is Creole indigenous people to Sierra Leone?
No.
Right? There you go.
We are not.
We are settlers that come
We are
mostly
settlers.
the captives. Just like with Dr. Carol, they say most of the captives, if we understand that why I say 75% of us Creole are probably from Nigeria. And if you look at the Creole language, just like Dr. Dugan say, a lot of the Creole language itself get Yoruba meaning. Dr. Theo, I will talk to I cannot elaborate to you on that. Because you remember when they do something few years ago and we use the word Dobi.
Yes.
And we tell you say Dobi in a Yoruba word. You say, boy, I don't even know in a Yoruba word. I've been just missing a Creole slang. And we can go on and on and on with those kind of little words that have become now Creole, which to Dr. Dugan point.
Let me come back to the Fobe people and connection to the Christian Creole, the similarities.
Okay.
All right. First of all, I want to ask a question, being that you somebody being at the Muslim side. The Muslim Creole, and they feel like say they are part of the Creole culture. Over to you.
Absolutely. And so on that particular question, I think there is a broader challenge to that. I will not specify that to the Muslim Creole itself. In any organization, if I speak generally, everybody that join an organization, I want to join or anybody will join organization or one join organization, if we see a purpose to that organization. If you understand, say, this organization, why they can join so, one, I feel part of the organization wholeheartedly. And again for say, what's not the purpose of this organization? Me tell why they give to this organization, does it worth it? We all join organization for different things. So does the Muslim Creole, do they feel say they're a part of the Creoledom? Absolutely. Because they clearly understand, say, themselves not Creole. Regardless, they understand that. Do every Muslim Creole see the benefit or the purpose for joining KDU? Does every Christian Creole see a purpose or a benefit to join KDU? I see a purpose. I find the benefit for joining KDU. So I joined KDU. So I think the question is how best, the leadership in KDU or all of us will get interest in KDU for advocate and sell the need, the importance, the vitality of join KDU. And let that also translate to the Muslim Creole. So let the Muslim Creole understand, say, join KDU because this is the benefit not only for Muslim Creole, but for Creole at large.
Thank you.
Yes, I think when we say, how do we attract the Muslim Creole, right? Then we left those at the way the Christian Creole, we not see a purpose. Now the Muslim, they're not more like Creole. How now they no more like the cater to? Right?
Okay. Pasha, that's a good one. I want you. Yes, you're right. I want you to today. I want for jump to Dr. Dugan quick. Because Dr. Dugan, I go on for ask you, make you clear this for me. Say, waiting the Creole organization don't do so far. We'll go attract the Okuden for make they will be part of KDU.
Well, you know, if you watch, whenever I go na then chapter, then when we get business, whenever they make me speech, I can always talk and say, Christian Creole, Muslim Creole, we all now one. I can always educate myself for make any chapter we not get organization, for make them form and also make them include the Muslim Creole. Because yes, when I talk to Pasha, when I go Florida, honestly, I not be get understanding. They say the Muslim Creole feel to say they're left out, which is wrong, because it's not supposed to be so. And because we all now one, there's no difference. We all for come together. This organization are for make we all come together and build this organization. Because they say one bank is not the shake. If we all come together, because the Muslim Creole, it's just because it's the religion, there's no difference. So do ya today, and they use this opportunity now, like I get this platform, make I appeal to all me Muslim Creole, them do ya na beg at the big una can't join, make we all work together. And we Christian Creole them peer, the people, the Muslim Creole, they will not know. Una try for convince them for make themselves can join this organization. This organization is not for only for Christian Creole, but for we all Creole. So do ya na beg at the big now, and we go continue for the campaign for make we Muslim Creole people that know say that we all now one, and this organization not for Christian Creole no more, now for Christian and Muslim Creole. So now that's I say for that.
All right. Thank you, ma. You see, we plan for give them their own time, but it don't switch now. You see, we want topic all Monday, but inside it, and we go continue for go inside it. Pasha, now we done with this side with the Maraboudian, because we got plenty more to talk. Whether for do it and storytelling poets, and then how we also really for bringing the family together for no say then fine for Pasha. I just want to show something. This here so na the video where they show so na video where we come out from on a Fobe an annual Fobe event I can get. And when you look at this na the Muslim Creole them, the Fobe Creole them, and then they celebrate so. And when you look at them, you know go tell whether them be Christian or them be Muslim. The dress anyway, and then Pasha go tell we more how beautiful for left. It's like now Rolanda see the dance themselves. I don't know if you but anyways, Pasha, for this, I see them dress well one, and when I look at Dr. Dugan Sudom, all waiting, all the equipment we put so, then put everything, So Pasha, tell me whose occasion that, and whose language they sing inside so, and why make see difference in the world and the dress. Over to you.
So I'm glad we bring Dr. Dugan. So Dr. Dugan before the inside day. You see, these now the thing and this way make the Creole culture so rich, so beautiful, whether Muslim or Christian. So now story then they tell, and I'm glad you said Dr. Carol they will come to the story side. Yoruba people them, Creole people them, sometimes they talk in parables, with the pull story. The people that want to tell you something and will pull story to you. So what then they do? Then they sing in Yoruba and then they tell story. Then they celebrate. Waiting them they do so. Then they celebrate what we call just like way with Christian counterpart they celebrate Christmas. We say they celebrate Odun. And I think I talked about that long time ago. How closely we are together in celebration. How we celebrate together. So waiting now man they then do. Then they celebrate. And in the celebration, they wear them prints, then put their okulapa. And if you notice, even in Nigeria, one of the things that the Yoruba are known for, na ashobi. If you go to Nigeria, the other tribe they laugh the Yoruba. Hey, Yoruba, they like ashobi. They like for jaye. They like for dance. And you see, say then they spend money. That is purely a Yoruba culture, where people then they jaye, then they dance, waiting and they do for celebrate you, then they spend money by you. Before we understand, so they spend jagade, then they spend all that thing and they. So now that's now the celebration and then they pan. And I like that you show that celebration day because for we Creole, particularly the female Creole, the woman side, prints now we basically with national attire, and as you can see, they all wear the print. Then they put their asha oki or what we call okulapa, meaning again, they celebrate the Oku culture. And Rɔni, you say something, I want to just go back to real quick. You say how we go attract the Oku people them, right? Well, again, we all know Oku. That's who we are. We know Oku. Oku Christian, Oku Muslim. Christian Creole, Muslim Creole, but we not Oku people there.
Yes, I mean me more Muslim them. Anyway.
Muslim, yes. I know what you mean. Yes. I know what you mean, Rɔni.
Well, Dr. Kaode, I will bring you kind to the mixer. I want you to make it tell as a point. I want to make you explain to me. I'll explain to you in a Creole, but point. How we Creole for even for Duampan Creole.
Well, okay. If I say I come in, what do you go say?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
You go say yes.
I come in, yes, so.
Go tell mama say.
Yes, so.
That's soup we cook.
Yes, so.
Make he left me alone.
Yes, so.
Keleju.
Yes, so.
Akechanaka.
Yes, so.
I create a poem down there. We grow up with them. As Lily picking them. They recite a word for word without to not make no mistake. Which man picking send on to doctor saying that dirty malata ibana got a poof. I create a poem down there. Tell me say remember from where you been small. The only thing that's different now is that people they try for right and wrong. Then they use more sophisticated forms of expression and they use more simile and metaphor, just like how they use by English poetry. But at the bottom of it all, they are still writing things that you use to tell a story or bring out a moral to other people. And the typical Creole poem today now sort of an extension of the Nancy story them and the children's rhymes and jingles we all go up with. Go tell Papa Wilson say that popo rep na farm then monkey eat and done, then belly big like a ban. All now from that very basics of we ancestors them, then tendency for demonstrate a lot of things through verse and through singing. Now, so Creole poetry evolved to the point now where some years ago in 2013, we had a whole anthology, a book of poems all written in Creole, which was put together by Dr. Shekuma Kamara and Mrs. Marjorie Jones of blessed memory. And so the amazing thing about that story, about that book there, is that it starts from the earliest beginnings. For example, some of them Nozri Ramia, where I go through so just now, and to people like Thomas Dekker, Gladys Casely Hayford, they were writing poetry in Creole at the time. The only thing that's different now, and that's a positive thing, is that from the 1980s onwards, we don't get a standard, what we call it orthography, standard alphabet way for write Creole. But the problems with that, I will talk about them later. Let's stick to the question where you ask me, which is anybody can read or write Creole poetry if you really want for. And what this them poetry are they do now for help we for keep we oral tradition alive. Look at how well they write the poem. It's meant to be said, to be spoken, for let people hear it. And for me, that is my passion. When I find a good Creole poem, I want to read it out to the world, let other people hear it with italics. So if they're not able to access the book self because they don't understand the handwriting or whatever, then can get the message from an oral presentation.
But okay, before we go inside TP1, you get poem then the way you don't write, we go read one or two to let people then see how don't want they write them point there, how they can put some for let it sweet.
Well, I'm too modest for read my own poetry, although you might change my mind later on. But the poem we come to mind where I go like for read now by the late Wilshire Johnson.
Okay.
The reason I like this poem is because some of the images them we use for the poem. Now, some of them, even at this age where I don't know now, I can't say I don't encounter them any side apart from in writing, which just shows a man who knew and understood his culture. The poem where they talk about, he call Dombolo. He say, when Olangba begin Chambanga, Dombra Lepet start for one Takondo. When brass spider begin set trap for monkey, Conny rabbit the langa throat, Agbado. Lord Amasi don't overtake Laila. Take Temo, Dombolo no de Fabian. When cotton tree begin go look grown, Malombo for pull good Sarah. When Combra fall begin rub lipstick, country fat food start for tie jigida. Lapa lapa one for married baby Lou. He don't dump and play oh. Dombolo no de fa again. When Talabi begin dance gongoli, Sweetie Eye Dog start for where Tiffy Ashobi. Orange start for Bacho Bitter Leaf. Connie man force for turn Kangaman by Connie. Agidi don't run goat belly. Stop. Dombolo no de Fabian.
How to tell you?
Well, Dr. Kaude, how the Creole, really the Creole culture, be able for embrace poem? We mean sweet so tradi. How we go able for do that now?
Well, it's
Because
fact.
why you read this so? Why you read so you yes, I read about Chiquita,
It speaks to you,
yes,
I mean, the images them are images where you either grow up hearing or seeing, and like I say, if I want write now, I go write but Wonsho, I go write but Wafu Jumpy, because we are a generation we don't know what they talk about. And you get for convey the images then they will grow up with to a younger generation, so themselves go understand them, themselves go able to access them. As I say, the biggest problem really now when people them now engage with the Creole as it is written at the moment. There's a standard way for spell and write Creole and for read them. We done dey in place from 1980 something. Then they teach Creole at school na tongue. Although some school not they teach them because they don't get teacher. But if you get teacher, it is in the curriculum for teacher and junior school. So we get picking them where they left school, then they write Creole, then they read Creole. But as you meet one big person no more, where you get a 1/2 page Creole, say read them, huh? No, you get them tumbuting pan the letter pan the word, me not sabi for read that one day. And a 2 letter no more they were different from the letter than English. Once you don't land there, you don't sabi write them. You guys producing this program, everything you have put out has been written in flawless Creole, right down to we name them to show that it can be done. But when you give person for right now, you begin talk say you get to move under the letter when sabi write that can write today. These are people where they learn Chinese, then they learn Russian, then they learn German, and all the language they get character they will know they by English. But now because we perceive Creole as broken English rather than a language of its own, now make we reluctant for take that next step and write them. The more you write them, the easier it becomes. And the more you write them, the easier it becomes to read it as well. And that really to me is the key. The Nancy story that we get for do something for keep them alive.
Now that's another side I want for come because we talk about point when we talk about Nancy story. Now two different things.
Two different things.
Yes. So and today you talk about one show, you talk about one food jumpy. Oh, we get plenty story the way they talk about the internet Sunday, like you make we afraid na nature they where we can tell we. And why didn't he die? Why them die? And Una people who they write and they write poem. How people go able to forget access to them story and debate because we don't forget plenty. How we get access or how the Creole culture the KBU go able for make sure so they get them material in the back. Like where they normally get the young adults when they involve inside this Creole, so that then they go come as how it been there for weeks that day. What do you think say the Creole the KBU body for do for bringing anything they can offer? Because when you look at Yoruba Day, if you go on the phone that will get right now, when you check the language of the keyboard, they see Yoruba, they see it. And one good thing where don't help me now. If you go to Google English to Creole, the translation day just write what you want in English, they translate them. So how the KDU Global go do what they go do for bring them to about so that at least we go able for the send them out, let people and like more, like how we like today.
Yeah, well, I think that's it. There needs to be some kind of enhanced media extraction of them things here from outside and they already. I mean, to give them their due, there are lots of people working really hard and creatively for preserve that culture and that side of the culture, these stories and so on. There's a group called the Creole Project. I think they're based in Campbell Street, or they were last time I checked. And then they don't produce a collection of Nancy Toriden where you know how it goes. If I say ill, that's it. One day, they collected these stories. All them, the book name ill are one day, literally. They collected these Nancy stories because then they don't notice say less and less people they tell them picking and then story day, so it go die out. For let that not happen, and then publish that booklet. And I think say it's still available. So like we in KDU, one of the things we could do, like we can arrange for these stories to be read aloud and recorded so that we can pass them on to another generation in a format where they're likely for relate to. Because now some the picking again and say go read the book, it's all like a punishment. But if you tell and say then on YouTube, you don't want to go for go look. So we need for consider the media or they present them as well. On YouTube, you get lots of people them where they post Creole lessons. You just need more structure, more organization. But people then they post material in Creole on social media a lot where we can. I think KDU can take a more central role in organizing and bringing together all the material and the way they out there.
Okay, thank you very much, Rɔni.
Thank you.
Yes. So
but Rɔni, before you come your question, let's just remember people and say We get plenty things the way they come inside this year, inside the KD Global. One of the big one them where we get, I forgot Texas. By next week, we go go and get the jingle prepare for now. Where we go to show now. So now said go to see all the information then where they come inside it. And we get the KDU Southern Ontario, then self get them the weekend this May. And then we go bring come back to the next week. And I hear say North Carolina self then self get for do the Lily Jaye what they can do. And I think it will be inside May. And with the new baby Edmonton himself get for come up with something this June. So now we not forget say you pay now they buy too much burger and then they keep it really change so at least you should go the part and then there. Over to you, Rɔni.
Thank you. I want to ask Dr. Dugan this question because Dr. Dugan, you know, the Agban and the Global. So I really want to know if KDU Global get any plan for where you go make events, where them go able for try for promote their lost stories there. So we Dr. Call himself don't talk about. So in as much as he said in the YouTube and all that within the but if KDU Global way 9 days before panic crew business, self can do something, bring up an event where then go able for recover some of their lost story there. I want to know if you get plan and how on a plan for that.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Day, because I feel to say, to be honest with you now, this one that starts so now at the beginning. Because when they bring we come for me to talk about the Creole culture, the Creole poem, the Creole. And I think say this yes when I get to now can be a very good platform. For me, they contact other people, then we do more of the Creole culture, more of them thing that they will talk so for bring them come. You know, by this program, so we go even able for the teach the people that go able for the teach what we know. Talk to we. Like how can Dr. Robin Cook don't talk so now, you don't talk about it, they don't Pasha said don't come, you don't talk. We bring people then come. We try for encourage people then for the listen this program here so. We go learn because this program, to me personally, when I listen to the last day, very educative. You know, you can learn a lot from this program. So if we can try for expand this program, yeah, so for great other people, then for make know, for make it be widespread, make people then they listen. Then we can also try for we all people then when we get to your occasion, they say we they promote their kind of thing, then they for make they talk about their story. They are like how they get this KDU business in Texas. We can with them as story then they. We can with anything then they for encourage people and say, okay, we still hear anything then they will not for make them die. You know, we can do all them thing in a different chapter then when they get them business. One could wake up then kind thing then they back. For me could begin they will not know about anything and then they self get for know anything then they. And this we want to start so I think it's a very good platform. I tell you thank you for that.
Thank you, ma. Pasha, how you self go able for help we for at least we get materials then where they come out from the Akumarabu side. So at least when we go done ready, when we go done tear for the put them tear out, it no go only be one side. It go touch all side where the culture gets on inside. So what in you feel say how you go able for help the you and other people already at the Akumarabu side, you able help follow we make an one pot. So when we come, you see something whether for doing with the Creole in the Christian Creole, whether for doing the story, and then one way we all like we come out now for this, so we can say, hey, we not see your material. How you say we able help for we go able forget anything. Over to you.
That's a good question. That's a very, very good question. I think what you need to have for say how we go be all inclusive, right? Very well. I will do my own part, like what I just show you so. And again, there's some of the Creole them like waiting Dr. Kyle they talk, you know, we hear people and they say, Lord have mercy. We associate that clearly with Creole. Lord that day, Lord have mercy. We associate that clearly with Creole. But really respond to that Dr. Kyle they in Paul, he said, Lord have mercy, don't change Lajila. Well, Lajila, mostly na Frobe you go hear that word. Mean Laila. Where some happen, we say Laila. Now the Muslim Creole them. Now the Muslim go hear they say Laila now. You know, meaning there is only one God. God have mercy. Same thing. So Dr. Carol, they say fat food, they tie jigida. Well, jigida you about most the Jews and loose enough for be jigida the belt. The one they will join on thing, they will say the jigida tight, not the belt. But anyway, I think this kind of program, just like you say, will reinforce these kind of things because we go able to interpret certain things that where people then feel say is only exclusive, to one side of the Creole. No, we all know one. And as far as material is concerned, that's not a problem, Theo. Yourself not part of the Fube culture now. Every material we get, you get.
Yes. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So yourself not tire, for what you get for the kind of push them out. And I think not only that we have material that are neutral, we can get neutral material easily, but let we also have material that are Muslim material, right? Not only the Creole material, because again, for the Frobe people, Fulaton people, Abadin people that we're not Muslim, believe it or not, there is very little things that we do where we not engage the Muslim side to it, right? So I think we should be conscious for incorporate the Muslim side of the celebration of the Creole, of the Muslim Creole. I talk about long time ago. I talk about Easter. If I remember, when we grew up in Afrobe was small, we the Afrobe Pekin and the Muslim then how they be do just past the Christian Creole themselves. Me na ma we make do that. I mean, sabi build do that. Yes. And we're not Muslim, but we go out there, we celebrate Easter, we they fly with kite, Christmas, we they dress, we they go to Creole family them. We all know that now we Creole family them. We sabi them good one. We get one at Campbell Street and John Street, Mami Fidi, now we Creole family them. When they go there, So I think as far as material is concerned, we for be comfortable for celebrate, just like we're comfortable for celebrate the Christian Creole in their religious way. I think the comfortability for celebrate the Muslim Creole in their religious way will make a lot of difference. They will not feel say, hey, well, now Christian, so we know for can say Allah Akbar. When once we feel comfortable that we can engage fully, holistically, we can engage, I think that would be a lot way to go. And some of the material, then, like I say, go involve with Muslim tradition, with Muslim religion. Most of the material then go involve with Muslim religion. And I think Theo will be able to send them to you. And when we do, we own, Dr. Dugan was witness when we do, we own, annual with Thanksgiving na Florida, Theo, you be dead. We show what we call Mauludu Nabi, the celebration of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We show that. We show where we with the Frobe people and the Muslim people in Afrobe, the Muslim Creole, Frobe Fulaton Abadin, when then they read the Quran, they celebrate the Prophet, just like we are comfortable for celebrate Christmas, or whatever we do in the Thanksgiving that is Christian based. I think once we are comfortable with that, the Muslim Creole themselves will say, okay, well, then they celebrate we in all forms. We belong.
Yes. So, Dr. Kaude, I want you. I don't say me don't tell you say you feel too comfortable for read your own poem for we, but yeah, one like one for we by you. Let people know say rest the process for get people way can do thing. And also you go have one day you go advise people who they follow we so and now go know how people the beginning go able to get access to yourself your poem there. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, well, maybe I can try for make my poem there accessible. I can put them on Facebook and welcome to other places where might be useful for distribute poetry. But okay, I'll read one poem where I titled Soriat Spider. And the reason I write this poem is because I've been trying for see if you can transfer the idea behind the Nancy story to a poem. So this actually is a Nancy story written into a poem. He said, "Il how one day, yeah, one spider been there, will not be like for hunting fly. Tell me true, but what in this mean yesterday, so spider don't turn for afraid fly now? Wait, can't sit down. Listen good. This spider has no, not to be coward spider. Oh. Trade has so, this spider come out na house, he go look for thing where he go eat. Now so he take meat bra fly, fashion na in spider web. But spider say, ah, good beef. But as he grip bra fly so, and ready for chop am, na him he bra fly say, abeg dear, no eat me. Me na poor orphan. I no get mama or papa. But when bra spider hear that, I tell bra fly say, okay, I go spare you life. He pull bra fly pan the web and make it fly go. Then he carry on. They look for other chop. He look so te, what say? He no fair nothing. Now he begin regret now. He go home. He go tell him wife and he picking them how he and bra fly pass. Now he wife say, boy Yusuf, who's kind big fool that? You are just come up before me. And picking himself make face pan am. So now that day, I'm bra spider swear say from today, sorry not dey for fly again. Tori go, Tori come, he left by you.
And this he left away. I like him. That's a kind of the thank you. Thank you for where you give me this blessing today.
You're welcome.
All right, now we come for Caron Dong now. The program will now for the make and long. We get for the come with more plenty talk on the Creole culture. We want for come to Dr. Dugan. Dr. Dugan, the last time I've been found all kind of way for play one in interview, but the conversion how for converter for make it easy be the first part. But you been go free tongue. Now plenty people go to watch and say, hey, now then Creole people now they America, they England, they talk so. Waiting they don't do na salon. Waiting they don't help it. So Dr. Dugan, family watch you. And you can do family way maybe some plenty program and they don't get time for Cambodia when they watch you right now. How you go na free tongue? All I say, waiting the KB Global don't do na salon for me. People say, hey, you know, they only talking now, but inside salon safe with the app. Over to you, man.
Well, KD Global actually, KD Global gets plenty today where KD Global no more they do na salon. For example, make I say this health outreach na number one, na we main thing we dey do every year. And we dey do na East End and West End every year. When we dey do we can see for 2 days, East End, 2 days na West End, where they see people there for free. And we dey give them the start medication also. Done after we don't know, we can refer them also for make them continue for the if now people there we need continued treatment, we dey refer them for make them go see doctor. They for continue for see doctor them. And this thing we will do, even though now we the Creole people them they do now we the organizer, not to Creole people them no more we dey look after all. Now everybody, as long as you dey in the area or you go, nobody not go turn you out. Because we dey do as Creole people them for every country. Now that's what they do. And again, we get also of course the town way actually like Texas, na start this thing so. We then still they continue, we then invite me for go talk to the picking them. Then they give picking them scholarship. Then they picking them high school scholarship, elementary school scholarship. And recently, we get one picking where we support we young Creole picking, where they support all these years. We don't finish in medicine. But now they do in internship. So we get for be proud of we for the thing they do. And What I will talk about the chapter them also, the chapter them get plenty thing where they do. Every chapter get something where they do na freedom. Not also yeah so normal outside the day like California or Maryland or New Jersey, you know, or Canada, you know. Then they go tongue, then they go help with people them. Not tongue. And even with this outreach here, so you get plenty of people now where they go tongue like nurses them and doctors them where they go for go help like this outreach. Plenty thing we don't do. We don't build, we don't help hospital, forget medical supply. We don't help them home, like send them and people, the more and them old people's home. We dey other different occasion that we don't help their old people home for make either na for build a roof or give them supply like fridge, food, clothing, different thing them. And I go talk safe, but we have chapter self when me self dey now so now na California. We dey build school for elementary picking them. Now I don't care. Because the first time when me self go there, when they invite me for go look this school, the pick that palm body school them pick your student day. When the rain they come now, so the rain they drip inside and they pick them. It was really to me, I not been feel happy about that. So when the people they ask me for the school done almost by the grace of God, we go almost done as soon. And I know say Maryland self they do the same thing in the big school. You get schedule Texas where then they do this scholarship all the time. You get other things. You get so many different chapters there where they do. I not go name, but just a few number at the tell. But I can tell you, I say every chapter we get about 15 chapters now. Now the organization. I will tell you, I say without any doubt, every chapter then they do something. Not only now outside and they locally, but they do something at Freetown for every people then.
Okay, man. Thank you, thank you. What's your last word to the KD body as we try for round up?
Well, me all last word is, as I don't always say, Creole na Creole. It no matter if na Muslim Creole or you na Christian Creole, we all na one. Make we all come together. Make we left for the faith among we self. Make we come together because we get forget one word. We not get one word, we not go before. It not mean to say we for agree to anything we not go good for the country. But one thing I can say, if we all come together, we call that thing when they call in English say agree for disagree. As long as when we get that confusion, then when we make that agreement, they say we they agree for something. We know say we they agree for something we go benefit to people in our country, in our country. Not for we yourself benefit because the organization not there for we for benefit we self. It therefore make we benefit with country. So if we come and work together, we go do great things there for we people them. So do you are the big we all. Make we put all differences aside. No matter what, the only thing for the things that say this organization day for make we promote with culture, for make we help with people them, and for make we pass over the good baton to the younger generation then. Because if the younger generation they see now with the faith we serve, we know they do what we're supposed to do. Whose kind of baton will they pass over to them? We they hand to them? No, not a good baton at all. So do you and a big we all. Me Creole, brother and sister them. Muslim as long as Christian and a big we all do ya. Make we all come together, put we all aid together and work for big we country and for every people them. Do ya?
Thank you, man.
Yes. Remember because and also we get boku organization there with the na America, yeah, where themselves and they do so many things then. And we get like Northeast. The Northeastern are the one who comprises of Connecticut, New Jersey. Themselves they get so to they come up where it will be Saturday, April 29, and they do a launch on sale. So if you there around the area, you can call the contact people them and support them. And the president now, Mr. Roland Roberts, who are the vice chair for this organization.
Yes, we will bring them more information by next week. We don't put all things together. one pot we na go see am the place. So no say we dey kisabi team. No say Rɔni.
Absolutely, we can do it. You know, they make them church and church. We all go enjoy.
And
Yes.
see, I want to say something to me, Muslim Creole then. Do you are the regular? Whatever on they think say the Christian Creole then get against Tuna one now for join you are the big una do ya. And they make Pashak now the ambassador for bring all we Muslim people them now, all for all the chapter them, make we all come together. Do ya na big una do ya. We all now one. Do ya una remember that? This work now we all get them. So do ya make we all come together and work together. Do ya?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. So, Pasha, there you go. Give your last word.
Well, I think my last word go just support everything that Dr. Dugan just said.
That's it. Well, I mean, I tell you now about Pasha. I demand this. Thank you so much.
And Pasha, this promotion where Pasha don't get so you need for to water.
He got to water. We don't let us so.
Well, thank God, thank you. You know, like Dr. Dugan say, we all know one. With leadership is very competent. If there was a misunderstanding, I think it's cleared. You know, the leadership is competent, and Dr. Dugan, I will pass the baton back to you, Dr. Kayode Denaya, and everybody else, you know, in the interest of one Creole, let we self do the little things that's what we're able to do. We all engage and do what we need for bring everybody together, because one Creole is a very successful unity. But again, Dr. Dugan, you couldn't say it any better. I could not say it any better than you. So whatever you said, I just 100% support it. Thank you very much. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you.
And Dr. Kyle, they do them poem, then they low they get them all. Yes, it's very important. Sometimes we can forget how this little comedy or things can join with together. We can sometimes forget, you know, because just like what I hear from Dr. Kayode, I the think say, if I encourage me picking, we bonaya for beginning, you see fun into it, you see connection into it, then they also go bridge the gap. So thank you very much, Dr. Kayode, for that.
You know what? Tell me about Florida. Where tuna they get this year?
Well, right now, for Florida, we they work on we 5-year anniversary. You know, say then it go be big. This now 5 year. We picking on 5 year. We don't begin balaga now. We they move up. And then I know Dr. Dugan know, Dr. Kayode know, Theo, you know, say we now Florida.
Exactly.
When it's all doing it big. You know, so now they know the worker right now, they work on with 5 year, and we're gonna make sure say we incorporate everything that has to do with the Creole, the Muslim Creole, the Paws, you know, the Maroons, the old Creole dog. But I know they work on right now.
Thank you to you,
Mr. Robinson, I can say one last thing there before you talk. I want to talk to you and Mr. Tɛmpul.
Yes,
I tell you that thank you for it to start so from the bottom of my heart. Because this I pray for make it go wide over the world. For make all we Creole people them everywhere they get for the listen. Because this year so go move way forward for make even we young picking them safe. We know nobody thinks the way we people they know they do before we will continue. Then step go get for begin no waiting, then step for continue for make they you picking them you know about. So I tell you that thank you for this.
Thank you, man. For pass inside we are go to the next program next week. We will ask Dr. Kayode for giving a last word. Now in the take we to Mami Dokas in Yadgo to the next program Saturday. Over to you, sir. You are muted. I think you are muted.
It's the teacher in me behaving myself. Yes, I think I must say a great big thank you to you two guys, Rɔni and Theo, for inviting me onto this program. With such inspirational people, people who have followed over the years and seen a commitment to the cause of Creoledom. These are people who inspire us, who make us do what we do. as far as Mio contribution is concerned, it's rather modest, but what I try to do most of all now for shine a light on the dark places where Creole culture and literature reside, so that it can be brought out to other people, pushed out into the world, and let people then say, hey, that's what they Creole they do good things there, will we not be aware of? Nobody know will sing you song louder than you will get the song. So it's important for we make that effort every time. Pick up something, don't just run with it. Make sure other people see what you are running with, so that NSF will get the same inclination, the same commitment, and so on. So, Batio and Rɔni, thank you very much. And like I said, Dr. Dugan and Alaji Pasha, I'm really honored to be in the same company as you.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Doctor, for send that poem to we do. So we for yourself can distribute out.
Thank you. Yes, well, Rɔni, until now, you know, all time they go and play side people like that. We don't really now. Yeah, your last word. No make that mommy. You will talk. No make that mommy. Your last word.
So, me family, we get so many other things they would in our wood. Today we just talk about two and we get sisters chapter they would themselves, then get things they would come on. We will continue for the bring to Uno. Lona they know exactly what they happen, and we get a lot boku creating them for land from. Well, as time they goes on, we go learn, we go sabi, then we go able forget better understand the also go pass the tradition to picking them. And we'll not forget to see last week we get one pound the younger than them me young pick himself me join me, and we go look forward as the time they go they bring a small but we'll get them big and age they are today. I make you say Lord just make sure so just attend to the normal. So me family, so till next week I tell you no tata.
All right, family, una plenty. Thank you for the time and for where una dey with me. You know, I'm also enjoy them because the comments what we see down there, they're sweet. We mean say people them 1 year, plenty thing where they not be year, and some remember they take the memory back until the way today. You know, we make them they feel good like picking them. We tell una plenty. So don't forget, so we get Texas Global Reunion this September 1, 2, 3. And we get for go Bato na Northeast, where the information will bring and come next week. And also we within na Southern Ontario now, self get to celebration inside May, North Carolina self, and Edmonton self they come. So all that information they will bring and come. Next week we will bring to one pound young brother where they talk about sport. We say we can that now. Mr. Oldfield where they all the way that cold country in Edmonton. If you can, we have to bring on our say the Creole culture. There plenty people. So we tell them plenty. Thank you to Dr. Dugan way now a woman for we all, and Dr. Kayode. See two doctor now take Pasha will put them inside two doctor. So Pasha, we go say yourself not Dr. Pasha.
No, it's ambassador extraordinary and potential.
Exactly. Yeah, the ambassador. Don't tell us that the ambassador.
Well, a man is known by the company Kips.
One for telling plenty. Thank you, and we will see again next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Oya ki wo de, ah ah ah.